With Sheena Shea's wedding to Brock Davies finally airing on the newest season of Vanderpump Rules, it's time to take a look back at all the past and present cast members' wedding day looks from worst to best. The Bravo series has always been a go-to source for the newest fashion, especially on the West Coast. The cast is always on point with their looks, whether it was the hottest leather mules or spring couture outfit. Vanderpump Rules was first introduced to Bravo viewers as a spin-off of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thanks to Lisa Vanderpump's love of food and restaurants, Villa Blanca was prominently featured in the Real Housewives series. Vanderpump Rules showed how young WeHo residents navigated their Los Angeles lifestyle while working as servers and trying to break into the acting industry. At the time, Lisa had uniforms for her servers that were mainly short cotton dresses, but the fashion has come a long way since the first season. 5. Sheena Shea's first wedding to Mike Shea in California. Back in 2014, the Good as Gold singer was happily preparing to walk down the aisle with Mike Shea after a years-long romance. The ceremony took place at the Hummingbird Nest Ranch in Santa Susana, California, according to Us Weekly. Sheena proudly wore a two-piece midriff-bearing custom-made dress. The gown was handmade, but her aunt, Dimitri Ann Wood. Sheena wore her crop top proudly as she shimmied down the aisle in her mermaid silhouette bottom. Sadly, not everyone liked Sheena's dress choice. At the time, her now former co-stars, Stassi Schroeder and Christina Kelly, took issues with her attire. Stassi, who was known to be the mean girl of Vanderpump Rules, compared the gown to something that would be worn at a skanky girl's quinceañera. At the time of her first wedding, Sheena wore a dress that was quintessentially her and had no regrets. 4. Katie Maloney's Lake Tahoe wedding to Tom Schwartz. Katie Maloney stunned in her lace wedding dress to her then-husband, Tom Schwartz. After the nuptials aired on Vanderpump Rules, Katie shared via People that her gown set her back $15,000. Like many blushing brides, Katie flew to New York City to shop at Kleinfeld Bridal. Even though she didn't get a segment on Say Yes to the Dress, she found her perfect dress. Katie shared she tried on 5 other dresses before settling on the lace one. The dress was made by designer Zuhair Murad and featured a long-sleeve lace detail design. The dress designer has a long history of creating pieces for A-list stars such as Jennifer Lopez and Chrissy Teigen. At the time of her Vanderpump Rules wedding, Katie went for a vintage theme that she felt was unique to her own aesthetic. 3. Brittany Cartwright's Kentucky wedding to Jax Taylor. Brittany Cartwright's 3-in-1 wedding dress was perfect for her Kentucky Castle destination. In 2019, Brittany opened up about her wedding day, sharing with People that she had found her one-of-a-kind dress while filming the show but made sure cameras were not rolling when she tried it on. Brittany ended up shopping at Kinsley James Couture Bridal in West Hollywood, California, instead of heading to New York City like she always wanted. Still, the shopping day worked out for the reality star. The Vanderpump Rules star picked a sweetheart style by dress designer Netta Ben Shabu. The wedding gown also had beaded details that featured pearls all over the bodice. With a few alterations before the big day, Brittany was able to transform the dress and convert it into a gown for the reception and after party. The cup sleeves were able to detect, and the 4-foot tulle train also could be removed to reveal a shorter gown. 2. Sheena Shea's second Mexico wedding to Brock Davies. Sheena had a second chance at saying I do, but this time in Mexico. For anyone watching Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Sheena's second wedding to Brock is taking place at the Dreams Natural Resort Spa in Cancun, Mexico. In typical Sheena style, she wore 2 dresses for her big day. The first gown featured a sweetheart neckline and tulle train, as shared by People, and was designed by Paul Ateu. The design was an original sketch that the bride and designer came up with together. Sheena paired the dress with classic white platform heels. For their after-party, Sheena changed into a mini dress from Casablanca Bridal in Newport Beach, California. In order to dance, Sheena also swapped her heels for a comfy pair of matching white sneakers. Even though Stassi wasn't in attendance for Sheena's second wedding, it's believed that the fashionista would have approved Sheena's wedding dress choices this time around. 1. Stassi Schroeder's Italy wedding to Beau Clark. Without a doubt, Stassi's fairy tale wedding takes the cake. Even though she wasn't always the nicest on Vanderpump Rules, she found her knight in shining armor in Beau. Page 6 shared that Stassi chose a tulle gown by Galia Laha. The off-the-shoulder creation was a custom version of the designer's Magnolia style. The dress embodied Stassi's dreamy feel and looked effortless on the former Vanderpump Rules star. For her rehearsal dinner, Stassi wore a satin dress with a high slit by the same designer. Even though Stassi's wedding wasn't filmed for Vanderpump Rules since she was fired in 2020 for racist remarks, many of her former co-stars flew to Rome, Italy, for her big day, including Katie Maloney, who was a bridesmaid. Stassi has always been one of the most fashion-forward stars in the cast, and it came as no surprise that she was also a beautiful and timeless bride. Sources: Us Weekly, People, page 6.
Love in the modern world is fake when love was meant for joy too. When I find you, I realize that somehow we lie. Love in the modern world, it is fake when love was meant for joy. I know that he hurt you. Your 5 inches of heart is human. Can you be sure? No.